Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't good.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Did I ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie under the table.
Well, yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No, there's potato vodka everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 133. I'm joined today by my new microphoned co-host, Adam Ham.
Yeah.
What was the delay on that?
I was going to say Adam Ham, but then you said Adam Ham, so I thought you were just going to keep on going.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I just thought, our stream died for a second.
No.
'Cause you paused. You also were motionless on the video
Oh,
camera.
I didn't realize. Okay.
Uh-huh. Well, Adam's got a new microphone.
I
You
do.
can hear it.
It's a Blue Yeti. Silky
A Blue
smooth.
Yeti.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Yetis were white.
Not this one, baby.
No, blue microphones. They're pretty good, from what I've heard, reviews-wise.
Yeah, totally. Shock mount issues, a little bit, maybe. But I think overall, pretty good.
I think it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
It's very echoey.
Thanks for that.
I know. I told you not to get a condenser mic.
Yeah, well. Yeah, so shut up.
Well, we'll deal with it. I think it sounds fine. It sounds better.
If I said it once, I've said it a million times. If I'm going to have a fucking podcast, John, I'm going to have a cool microphone and look like a cool radio guy. So
Cool radio guy. All right.
that's right. So audience, if it sounds worse than before, I don't care. Because I look better.
I spent money on it.
Yes, I spent money on it. And yeah.
This is what I'm drinking.
RC10.
RC10 Royal Crown Cola.
I like me some Royal Crown.
Established 1905. So this is an ancient cola, apparently.
Do you know when Coke was? It was like... Was it like early 1900s or was it like 18 something?
I think it was late 1800s.
Yeah. That's crazy that it's been around that long.
Yeah, that's cray-cray. I mean, over 100 years. Mm-hmm. Over 100 years for Royal Crown.
Yeah.
But this is the 10 calorie version of the soda. So 10 calories a can. It tastes good.
Yeah.
You can tell that it's got fake sugar in it, but it also has a little bit of real sugar in it to kind of ease you into it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He gets you past that hump of the aspartame. I think it's
Sure.
aspartame is in this. Let's see.
Probably.
Oh God, I got to read it sideways. High fructose corn syrup, caramel. What the hell? Sucralose, actually.
Oh, that's the...
Sorry, no
Splenda.
aspartame. Yeah. Splenda. Oh, good. Now I fucked with my chair, and now it's slowly lowering itself. I shouldn't have touched it, because sometimes if I don't touch it, it won't, I don't know what's wrong with it. I know it's the whatever fucking gas or pneumatics or fluid or whatever's in the fucking stack to make it not go up and down.
Yeah.
Is it just slowly goes down sometimes? Or it'll jerk down. That's the funnest. When I'm sitting and it'll just go plop down like half an inch and then now another half an inch. And it's like, that's ridiculous.
That's bad news.
It's like I'm on a fucking carnival ride. And I need a new chair. And my chair is a piece of garbage. I paid $50 for it. It's like the cheapest chair you could get at Office Depot.
My chair is decent, but of course I am recording from the glorious Chaise Lounge.
The Chaise Lounge, Chaise Ham.
Yeah. And drinking my awesome Pepsi Cola standard. Just no different.
Adam is drinking a 2-liter bottle straight out of the 2-liter.
I totally am. I am living it up. Chaise Lounge style.
That's living it up.
I'm not planning on drinking the entire 2-liter while we podcast.
In one sitting,
Yeah.
but you will.
No, I don't do that. That would be nuts. No. That'd be insane.
That's a LA Beast right there. Do you know what that is?
No, what's...
Oh, okay. What? We'll have to watch that sometime when we're together. LA Beast, though, I'd like to give a shout-out to my favorite YouTube channel, Competitive Eater.
Oh, wow.
LA Beast. I'm surprised I haven't talked about this ever, but Lauren came home and I was sitting on the couch, not wearing any pants, just relaxing, lounging.
Yeah.
I'm watching the LA Beast videos, highlights including LA Beast eats 2 cactuses. He eats 3 liters of olive oil, 4 containers of sriracha.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
Like
they're
straight?
fun. Oh yeah, they're fun videos to watch.
Oh my God.
My favorite might be the Coleman's English mustard when he tries to
Oh.
eat 5 jars. He gets about 2.5 in and then just throws up straight yellow goo.
I
'Cause it's
bet.
it was amazing.
You know, actually, that's a pretty good segue into the fact that I watched Review.
Oh, the show.
Yeah. And
The pancakes.
the pancakes are like one of the funniest fucking parts of that show.
I know. That
Oh.
made me laugh so much. And the newest episode just came out actually today.
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that the show. So what I love about that show is Andy Daly's review on Comedy Central is that it kind of takes a convention of, this is going to be kind of a gimmick show where he's doing these reviews.
Yeah.
But the show is a lot about his character's life.
It is.
Uh,
And that's what.
Batman.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Oh, he has to show up for an official meeting, and he's dressed up as Batman.
Yeah.
I won't say what the meeting's for because I don't want to spoil anything. But he shows up at this official meeting where it's very
Yeah.
important what he looks and acts like.
Yeah.
But he's doing a review of what it's like to be Batman, and he shows up in the costume, and it looks ridiculous, especially because Andy Daly has glasses.
Yeah.
And he wears them over the Batman face of the costume, and it looks stupid.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
This man is sitting here in a Batman suit in his own urine. Is that true? It is not my urine.
That was amazing. This show is obviously written by someone who has a similar comedic style to me because literally I said in that pause after his own urine, I said, it's not my urine.
I
and
thought
it's
the same
exactly
thing.
what
I
he said.
know.
I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great joke.
Absolutely.
Oh, good job. Good job. Good job. Oh, have you been keeping up on Parks and Recreation?
I have, yeah. Although I'm not sure they didn't have an episode this week, did they?
Yeah, they did.
They did? I haven't seen that one then.
Friend of the podcast, Keegan Michael Key, is in that episode.
Oh, is he? Awesome.
Yeah, he's Retta's Tammy.
Oh.
Like, you know how Ron has Tammy? Retta
Yeah.
has Keegan Michael Key.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's great. And he plays himself in that episode.
Nice.
If you know Keegan, that's true. He is the nicest person I've ever met, and he acts exactly like the character that he plays in Parks and Recreation in real life. Anyways, as far as I've talked to him. All right, so that's off. After our discussion last week of Blu-rays of Miyazaki films,
Yeah.
I bought My Neighbor Totoro
Nice.
and watched it, and it's magical. I watched the English language version.
Oh, yeah? They actually get good voice actors for that usually.
They do. Tim Daly, as we mentioned,
Oh,
is in
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and he plays the dad.
Nice.
And it's kind of cool. And it's Elle and Dakota Fanning, and they're sisters, which is cute because it's like, it's the sisters are playing sisters.
Yeah.
And it does a good job. The music is in English, and they do new lyrics and stuff, and that always bugs me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the song is the Japanese Totoro song. That's the song, and it's English, and it's got this Disney singer lady singing it. And it's just like, I mean, your heart's in the right place, but if you're a little kid, you don't listen to the fucking lyrics of these songs, so it might as well just be the Japanese version. Anyway, great. I'm so happy I have it. And not to mention, the freaking Blu-ray came with 1 billion special features, and I love them all. Did you know that, like, that Totoro, like, that neighborhood, that house and everything are, like, based on real-world locations?
I did not know that.
Yeah, there was a documentary that had this voice actress that was in the movie walking around, and, like, you can see it. I mean, it looks exactly like it. It's an hour out of Tokyo, 1 hour drive out of Tokyo.
Wow.
There's this beautiful pastoral, like, woodland.
That's the way it is in Japan a lot. Like, there are, like, these crazy mega cities, and then, like, they just, like, end, and there's, pastures and farmland.
Beautiful countryside.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Rice paddies, and I don't know. I love that movie, and it looks gorgeous on Blu-ray. Although my PS4 kind of couldn't read the disc for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, my PS3 played it fine. I know. I'm worried about that, but
It's probably one of those like firmware things that they'll get around to.
Well, it played. It just like at one point it just started going like slow motion, and I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Oh, that's
it was weird. Yeah, I think it must have been some sort of encoding or rendering issue that was going on. Whatever. It was weird because it played like the first hour fine, and then it just after one chapter ended, it just went to slow mo.
Yeah, it's bizarre. That's weird.
Anyway, so that's what I've been consuming. That and World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I just hit 90 before we recorded.
Good for you.
Level 90.
Yeah.
Level 90. Yeah, baby. I kick ass. I'm a rogue named Walt Whitman.
Yeah.
On the Moonrunner server. You can find me there. Waltman's one word. If you play WoW, feel free to add me. Send me a message. Send me gold. I spent almost all the gold I had on getting flying mount training for the new area.
Of course, that
2,500.
That's a lot.
It is. I had saved up all that. I now have like 400 gold.
Wow.
It sucks.
That character, of course, is good friends with my Shadow Priest character, Lewis Carroll.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. All the characters on that server I named. So I have a shaman named Robert Frost for Frost Shock, which is the spell that they have.
I should have been a Frost Mage.
I think I named my paladin after... Fyodor Dostoevsky. He's just Fyodor. I really wanted to name the hunter I just made after Ernest Hemingway, but that name is so long and I couldn't get it to fit. And then I went for Alan Quatermain, and that didn't work. And so I just ended up with Frank Allen.
Yeah.
When that's a weird reference, because Frank Allen's the name of the hunter who went to Africa with Ernest Hemingway.
I was going to say.
Ernest Hemingway based some characters off of.
It's a deep cut.
It's a deep cut, but that's all I could do, and I was happy with that. I'm trying to think of the other names for characters I have in that. I have quite a few literary character names, but anyway, that's like my little thing I did there. I like it a lot. It's fun. It's a fun way to name characters.
It is, yeah.
I do like Lewis Carroll as the Shadow Priest, which is weird.
A little bit, yeah.
All right. So that was what I was doing. I literally played World of Warcraft and watched Totoro and was super busy at work. And that was my week.
Yeah.
I played a fuck ton of WoW though. Seriously, probably 4 or 5 hours a night.
I believe it.
That was a good burp.
It was.
I picked up on the mic too. All right.
Yeah, I know it did.
Oh God, it's off. Oh, it smells horrible. Holy shit! This smells like glass nickel.
Oh, you had glass nickel?
Oh shit! I gotta say another thing.
Yeah.
I'm throwing fucking down right now.
Oh.
I already sent an angry letter. Toppers fucking opened a West Side location.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Near the mall. West side of Madison, near the mall.
Don't deliver to you though.
Don't fucking deliver to me.
Yeah.
I live 3.5 miles away.
Yeah.
That's fucking 10 to 15 minute drive.
Right.
That's not bad.
It's not that bad.
So on their website, it said they don't deliver, and so I was like, shit. All right, you know what? I'll just call. They'll probably say they deliver. I'm sure that online they have some weird like 2 mile radius like cutoff that just automatically. I fucking go call, and the lady's like, "What's your address?" And I say my address, and I fucking hate calling in orders because they always ask like your name 4 different times, and she said my address back incorrectly, and then I just told her my address, and she was like, I don't know if we deliver there." And I was like, God damn it. And I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. And she said, well, I can check. And I was like, no. And she was like, and she just sounded really confused. And then I was like, and then I wasn't sure if she was going to check. And then she just hung up. And I was like, all right. That's good. I'm glad that's happened. So fuck you, Toppers. I don't think it's crazy to not deliver fucking 3.5 miles.
It's
not far.
It's not, but I don't know. I never really... I know there's this thing in Madison with toppers and people liking it. I never thought it was that great.
Topper sticks, baby.
Yeah.
A cheese bread with pepperoni on it.
I'm not a big fan of cheese bread. Like, if I'm gonna have cheese bread, why don't I just have fucking pizza?
Oh, I love cheese bread so much more than pizza. It's my favorite thing.
It's weird. I don't know.
I love cheese bread.
I don't see the point.
But anyway, so I ended up just ordering glass nickel because, you know what? It's cheaper anyway, and they're closer and faster.
And it's delicious, and they have amazing pizzas.
It's fucking great. Yeah, I ordered fucking wings and fucking cheese bread with pepperoni on it with fucking dipping sauce. It was awesome.
Did you get fried macaroni and cheese?
No, that's too expensive.
It's so good, though.
It's $6 for 10 pieces.
But it's worth 60 cents a piece? That is a deal.
No, it's not. They're small.
They're not big, but they are full of flavor and deliciousness.
Whatever you say. Next time you're up in Madison.
Totally.
We'll eat it.
Yeah, it's happening.
We'll record a real podcast.
I actually did kind of wonder, like, I guess I couldn't actually bring this with me if I went up there to podcast with you because it's USB.
Why would you bring it?
Because it's a good mic.
I have 3 microphones set up.
Dynamic mics.
No, I bought new mics.
Oh, really? Are they all condensers?
Yeah.
Nuts.
I got 3 condenser mics.
Wow.
And 3 dynamic mics. 4.
Nice.
4 dynamic mics.
Nice.
Yeah, the dynamic mics were like $30 a piece though, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
That's good though. And
the condensers were all about $50 a piece, so not so bad. And it sounds great. Listeners can attest. All right, so I'm sorry, I cut you off. What were you up to this week besides buying a microphone?
That was a lot of it, and I also did some more website stuff. Looked into some other things.
Can we talk Community? Did you watch Community?
Is there a new episode of that this week too?
The finale of the series, probably.
I don't know if I saw it. It happened this week?
Yeah, you saw the first part of the 2-parter, right?
I think I did because I was like, "Oh man, Community's amazing." And you're like, "Yeah, I know," but then I don't think there's another episode after that.
There's a second part of the 2-parter, man.
I haven't seen it yet. I need to
It also ends with a finality that may or may not be real.
No.
I will just say that there's a line that Abed says that's amazing.
6 seasons and a movie.
Doesn't spoil anything for when he says it, though. He said, "Yeah, well, we'll be back next year. And if we're not, everyone can just assume that the world was destroyed by an asteroid." And then he looks at the camera.
That's great.
And he said, and that's canon.
Nice.
So we know that if Community doesn't come back, that Abed said it, that the world has been destroyed by an asteroid. The world of Greendale was destroyed by an asteroid.
Yeah.
So that's canon. That's the darkest timeline right there.
That would be the darkest timeline if Community ends.
We'll see.
That's such a great show that's had so many ups and downs.
Yeah.
That's just, whether it was going to be canceled and then without Dan Harmon went on and then Dan Harmon came back and it really sucked to end now, but I love it. I just never got into that, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. I would like to mention that also the way that the Communities ends as well, the little after credit thing, is kind of a direct, exact jab at NBC.
Oh, really?
Because it said they were just they did weird fake promos for NBC shows.
Really?
Yeah. Like with stupid names like Intensive Karen. Or like some nurse show and like Captain Cook, Pirate Chef. And then they said coming this summer fall, unless we're already canceled. And it sounds like they were kind of poking fun at NBC there for having all these terrible shows.
I don't know. I did watch Arrow this week and Supernatural. Those shows are both great.
Yeah?
Yeah. You should watch Arrow. You should get into it. It's good. I know Lance. I don't know. Lance said he didn't actually watch it though, right? He just kind of.
Oh wow. I don't know. It sounds, according to TV Guide, sounds like NBC Universal is most likely going to grant Community a 13 episode final season. So, and apparently this is rumor, but producers are also talking about directors to direct a follow-up movie.
That would be awesome.
6 seasons in a movie.
6 seasons in a movie.
May actually happen.
That'd be great. It'd be perfect, I guess.
Yeah.
Though I would love to see that show just keep going on. I guess a lot of the people in it, though, are kind of getting a little too big for it.
Yeah.
I mean...
We'll see. I mean...
Alison Brie's in better things. Movies and TV shows.
Yeah. Everyone's kind of getting bigger. I mean, Dan Harmon obviously kind of rode Community to stardom.
Yeah.
Because he'd already been doing a lot of cool stuff with The Soup and everything.
Right.
But now he's like, oh, he's actually a good comedic actor. And
Joel McHale.
We'll see. I mean, I don't see how they don't, because I'm pretty sure the show isn't super expensive to make, and it does have a pretty decent fan following.
Yeah.
Which certainly doesn't hurt a network. I mean, that's something for executives to say, hey, look at, though, we got all these online fans, so at least the show's visible. You know, it gets the NBC name out there.
The show I'm really worried about is Almost Human, because I love that show, and it is...
You do? You don't think it's going to be continuing?
I've heard bad things.
That's unfortunate.
It started out with really good stuff, but I guess it kind of gradually declined as the season went on, so... I don't know. It was another case, though, where fucking Fox did it, and they showed the episodes out of order, and I don't know.
Oh, and they, like, shuffled them around and everything? Mm-hmm. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I hate it when they do that.
And if nothing else, for one thing, Carl Urban's in it, which is amazing, and he's awesome.
Yeah, movie actor.
Yeah. And
legit movie star.
But his partner in that, the guy who plays him, God, blank on his name. He plays Dorian.
Dorian Gray?
No. He plays an android in it, but
Androiderian?
No, his name is like Michael Ealy or something.
Okay.
But he is amazing in it. Like I was
is he?
I was like, where the fuck has this guy been? Cuz he's just the way he plays it is great. I'm going to be really sad if it's not around next season. But it's kind of getting to that point, though. Like, where all the shows now are kind of wrapping up. And,
yeah.
I've had a little bit more free time. I've actually played a little bit of Guild Wars 2 over the week, a little bit.
Mad Men Season 6 is on. Did you see that?
I did. I didn't even know Mad Men was back on until I saw somebody who had written a
review.
And I was like, what? So I instantly went to Amazon and purchased the season to watch. So it
was good. Good episode. Good first episode.
It was good.
Yep. I liked
Roger.
I liked it a lot. Yeah, Roger Sterling has continued down his LSD path.
Oh my god, it's
of
amazing.
Becoming a hippie.
Yes.
It is.
I love those scenes with him.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, so Guild Wars 2, watching new TV shows.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else did I have? I'm going through my topics here.
Well, don't you have an admission to make about some Guild Wars 2?
Oh, yeah, I suppose we could talk about that. I have that written down. We've been playing it.
Yeah.
I started a new character.
Yeah.
A ranger.
Yeah.
A ranger tree lady.
Yeah.
She's cool. It took me 7 years to name her because Adam lied about the naming in the game.
I did accidentally lie about that.
Apparently you can only have one character name per server. Adam thought it was anyone can name whatever. I thought that too for some reason. So that must be another game.
Because they use that same system like Blizzard does, where they have like a name and they have like the dot and numbers after it.
Oh yeah.
That's what they use for like adding friends and stuff. So I had thought, because you can keep track of your friends cross server, but I guess the actual server name has to be unique. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was all right, I guess. I don't know. I want to reserve judgment until I've played a little bit more.
Okay.
But
you're having some fun though, right? I seem to recall a sentence that you said, like, "Wow, that was fun." Then you instantly regretted saying it.
I don't know,
because you want to hate it, but it's really good. I like it.
I just playing. There's just something about World of Warcraft that is really well done. I mean, I don't know. I just love that setting. I love the way that it looks. I love the art style of World of Warcraft, and I know you say they did the Pandaria stuff's awesome.
I've seen the Pandaria stuff. It's okay. I shouldn't say that. It is really good. It's very, very good. But
I don't know. I don't know. They did a lot. There's a lot more voice acting in it now, and like for instance, I was doing this quest where you meet Chen Stormstout, who's a Pandaren brewer, and you're kind of running around doing stuff. I mean, like one of his quest things, this happens in Pandaria a few times where you hear a story, and they tell you a story, and then it just teleports you into an instance playing as them, and you run around and do stuff as them to like tell the story. They've added a lot of stuff to the game to mix it up.
Yeah.
We played it at a particularly poor time for that, because that was right in the transition to Wrath of the Lich King, where they kind of made the game much, much more, I guess, varied in the way things are done.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know, but anyway, so you're playing this mission, and you have to like take this little girl named Lin around, and she just follows you around and like just dynamically says stuff. Like, I don't know, I was doing a quest, and she'll just like where I like beat this giant like moth monster, and she's just like, "That was awesome!" And it's just like, I don't know, it's cool. They add like cool stuff like that, where you have a little kid running around following you while you beat up monsters, and they're like, I don't know, in awe of your power. I don't know. They do pretty cool stuff like that to make your character feel cooler.
I think the main story instances in Guild Wars 2 are really good too.
Well, I haven't done any of them yet, so I guess we'll see.
Those are the green ones. You've done a few of those. But yeah, like the early ones are not very impressive.
No, because it's pretty, simplistic in what you do. But
you have to get in further into the story before things get interesting. But yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it can be as good as World of Warcraft. I mean,
there's like little things that I enjoy. Like there's a dynamic event that popped up where like these guys were invading, like these steam portals. They're like robots invading or something. And like the event is like you take down the portals, and it's cool because you destroy the guys that pop out, and then you start attacking the portals. And when the portals like destroy, they do like a weird cool black hole thing where it like sucks in like the structure into the thing, like bonk, and it's just like a really cool effect. And it's really, I don't know, it's really neat. And
a cool effect. That's something to play a game for.
Well, there's other like big world changing story stuff. Like they've destroyed the main town. Basically, it's just gone.
Yeah.
And you can actually walk around. In the ruins.
That is pretty cool.
And actually, there was just something else too. I noticed. Like, oh yeah, recently they had all these big events where all these clockwork machines were invading and stuff like that. I noticed that one of the viewpoints now is actually like the broken down body of one of these huge robots that like has been destroyed since the big battle. And you actually have to like climb up its broken parts and like get to the viewpoint up there, which I thought was really cool.
Well, I guess we'll play a little more tonight, and I can keep seeing. I guess one thing that is a huge difference that you don't notice until you've played both, but like World of Warcraft having flying mounts makes the game like just completely feel different.
Yeah.
The fact that like when I'm playing Guild Wars and I'm running around, it's like, man, in World of Warcraft, I could fly directly to where this quest is and do it, and then like fly away. I don't know. It's just like that motion that
I can't argue with that. That's really cool.
There's just oh my god, the flying mounts, and like the fact that they have quests and stuff that you can do while you're flying mounts too. Like one of the first missions in Pandaria. When you take the boat over, is the siege of the first town that you're at, and that's a battle between the Horde and Alliance.
Yeah.
And that one you play as like a helicopter, and you fly around dropping bombs on boats and stuff. And like I don't know, there's just lots of really crazy shit you can do in WoW. And probably because the game has been around for 10 years now, that it's just the way it is.
Yeah, I'm not saying WoW is bad.
You just hate it.
It's just not for me. I like a lot of the systems they use in Guild Wars too, and they do have like, some pretty cool stuff. One of the last battles is fighting a huge Elder Dragon from an airship, like firing cannons at it and stuff, and fighting its minions.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. It's just I like the design. It's the same thing you say about World of Warcraft. I like the art design. I like the style. I like the active combat where you're dodging from big attacks and you're. I'm a ranged guy, so I'm often kiting people, like immobilizing them. And
you do that in World of Warcraft too.
I guess I don't know.
You do though. I mean, when you fight bosses and instances, you got to dodge stuff. You run around. You move in and out of zones.
Yeah,
you have to
you don't have to do that in regular combat at all, for the most part.
No, you do. Especially later on levels. Trust me.
I don't know.
It's not nearly as much, but they've done such a good job of varying up the way that the combat works.
But in that game. Basically, hits are based on strict math and not any player. I mean, sure you can throw up an ability that may like block something or shield something, but like you can't dodge out of the way of an attack that's gonna hit you when you're right next to a guy or something like that.
Yeah, not unless it's a like an attack that's like a wind up area of effect attack that
right.
You're supposed to dodge.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I love it. It's my favorite game, and it continues to be, and it sucked its deep, dark, grisly claws into me, especially now that I have hit the max cap level. I can start doing they now have flex raids, which is like find a dungeon group, but for raid instances. So you can do like the high level content with just other people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty cool. They've done a lot to improve the game. So that was my horse. Adam and I are playing Guild Wars 2. No horses in that because there's no mounts in that game at all.
There's a very thorough teleportation system that allows you to get around pretty quick, though.
Oh, wow. Teleporting is so much more fun than flying around on my sweet dragon that I've earned through months of questing.
Fine. It's got a lot of good points, too, though.
All right, yeah. No, I'm willing to give it a shot. I mean, I don't have to pay every month for it, so I'll play it as much as I can.
It's got cool underwater content, too. I mean, I'm not...
Oh, like World of Warcraft?
Yeah. There's some in WoW. There's not as much, I don't think.
There's an entire zone in WoW. In Cataclysm.
There's in Cataclysm, yes.
There's underwater mounts. You ride a seahorse around.
I love
that's
that really
zone.
what it comes
that
down
was
to,
cool.
right? Is the mounts.
Oh man, now that I come to think of it, I forgot how cool that oh man, the underwater area in Cataclysm. Oh, it's like all 3D. You're just swimming everywhere, and then you get a mount.
Any piece of water is in Guild Wars 2.
I know, but it's just a cool thing, and it looks great because there's like beautiful coral reefs. I don't know. World of Warcraft's amazing. Shut up, everyone.
Wow.
All right.
I'm worried for you. I'm worried for you.
Wow, that's the word.
Yeah.
Wow. World of Warcraft. Hell yeah, baby. Anyway, so that's what I've been up to, playing that. So anything else besides Guild Wars 2 and watching television shows?
Some web stuff. Still looking into web stuff.
Working on the website.
Always trying to improve. And if you guys would go to the site and give suggestions on topics or website stuff, I'd be happy to look into them. So, yeah, cool. Please, everybody, just check out the new site, bornintheeighties.net. And we really should actually get some of those things pointing over there now.
80spodcast.com and all that shit.
We should probably point those over. And we should also probably put some content on there that's not the podcast eventually.
Hey, that takes effort and time.
I know. I mean, I know a lot of people just kind of subscribe with a podcast reader and they just have it downloaded and never see the site. There is other stuff on the site that's cool, show notes and links to stuff.
Exactly, or links to things we talk about.
So the site doesn't look horrible now. So if you want to look at it, it won't burn your eyes. And I would suggest definitely taking a look at it and also checking out the content that is not the podcast, because there is some there.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully more. We should add more.
Yeah. I agree. We should add more.
If you can get off the pony for a while. And me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I should too.
Yeah, exactly. Get off my ass and fucking write some shit.
Yeah.
Stop playing World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I'm totally not playing it right now.
You are not. You really aren't, are you? I swear to God.
What?
Like,
we're just chatting.
No, we're on the podcast. You can't do it during the podcast.
What?
It was bad enough you were doing it while we were talking after the podcast last time. You can't actually play it during the podcast.
I was just checking my mail.
Oh my God.
I had some auctions I sold.
John, you are the worst. You are the worst ever.
Had to get some money, baby. Okay, I'm not playing anymore. Good. I actually just literally logged in for 1 second so that I could say that I was. Okay, so that's it. We're caught up.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
We're caught up with weeks. Oh, I'm sorry. We also, after we recorded last week, Adam and I played some games. Played another game.
Oh, yeah.
On PlayStation 4.
We did.
Mercenary Kings.
Mercenary Kings.
I actually liked that game. It was kind of fun.
I didn't like it at first.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't like it at first, and then I actually kind of started liking it. And then now I'm really not sure if I like it. I don't know. The more I think about it, kind of less I think I'll play it. But I think it's not a bad game. It's kind of repetitive. And
it is. I think playing with two people really makes it more fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this is probably a pretty good multiplayer game. But
yeah, definitely. And it's free on PlayStation Plus.
That's true. Plus. It is. The price is right on PlayStation Plus right now. I realized when I actually went to download that I had to resubscribe to PlayStation Plus.
Oh, to PlayStation Plus. I got a year subscription last time.
I did this time. So.
Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It's good. I love it.
It's kind of weird, though.
So many free games.
Yeah, it's true. That's the only reason I really do it, I think. Although, I guess you need to...
Oh, you need multiplayer.
You do now. You need it for multiplayer now. But we hadn't played Battlefield in a while, and you don't need it for like Hulu and Netflix, which is great because
we need to get back into Battlefield. There's a new expansion.
God, yeah, probably.
I know.
It's kind of one of those things where I do like it, but like I feel like it's almost not worth playing if I'm not gonna just like play it forever and all time a ton
and get really good at it.
I don't know,
and like grind everything.
It is fun to play once in a while, but it's just like if I can't put the time into it, it's almost not worth it because then I just hop into matches and get murdered 80,000 times and
not always. Sometimes
maybe not for you. For me, it is often.
I played a lot more than you.
Yeah, you did. I guess.
Yeah, Mercenary Kings. So, like, Mercenary Kings is kind of like I guess it's trying to play a little bit like a older style game where it's kind of a 2D side scroller with shooting.
Yeah.
Kind of like Metal Slug or Contra type shooting with enemies shooting flashing bullets at you.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like a gun building game because you collect parts and build new guns and upgrade your guy's armor and stuff, and you can redo missions multiple times to grind cash and money. So it's a little bit like an RPG in some ways, and it's got a beautiful art style.
Yeah,
an amazing animated, kind of not anime, but I don't know, just this particular style.
The same guys who did Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Yeah, the Scott Pilgrim game that looks
XBLA.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, I should play that.
Great pixel art. If it wasn't on Xbox, I might. I don't know if I want to go back to Xbox to play more of it.
I know. I never want to go back to my Xbox now.
I just don't.
I just play PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3 games now.
Yeah, I don't even.
It's a bummer.
I don't even turn on my PlayStation 3 that often.
Wow. I do because there's no YouTube app. But then again, I use my Chromecast. I was
going to say, yeah, I do Chromecast for that.
Chromecast works great.
Or just my computer, which I have hooked up. So.
Yeah, Adam's got pretty much every way you can imagine to watch videos at his place.
I do.
And so that's it. That's Mercenary Kings. I think it's pretty good. Stormageddon happened during it. There's a terrible water rainstorm that happened while Adam and I were playing. I remember like looking outside and being like, "Holy crap!" Like,
Yeah.
it's loud, and there was like, like not golf ball sized hail, but I guess maybe a little bit smaller than that. But it was just coming down.
We didn't really.
Did you get any bad weather down there?
Not that day. Although there was, I think, a part during the middle of the week where it got really cold for no reason.
Yep, same here.
was-
Got snowed for a night.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just bad.
That was
I
fun. I was happy that it snowed. It's great. Now it's like 70 out. So
It is. It's really warm now.
I know, it's awesome. 70 is not really warm, Adam.
70 is as warm
90
as I ever
is
wanted
really
to get.
warm. Yeah, well,
And about 40 is as cold as I ever wanted to get.
move to
I
Seattle.
want to. I do. I want to.
But then you lose seasons.
I don't care about seasons. If you get all of one season that is the best season, what's wrong with that?
Well,
I don't need seasons.
All right, Adam. You talked about Arrow before.
Yeah.
I had a question.
Okay.
Who do you think the best superhero would be to have as a friend? So let's say, God forbid, you die, and I need to replace you with a new best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Which superhero would you think would be your best friend? I've got it. I've got mine.
Okay.
Superman.
Oh, no.
I know it's the easy choice.
I don't even think it's the easy choice. I think it's a bad choice.
He can fly you everywhere.
He's too powerful. He's
That's the thing. He's too powerful.
and he's also a tool. Like, he'd always be like,
He'd always be like, "Hey, John, would it kill you to fucking vacuum?"
yeah,
Huh?
and he'd be like,
And I'd be like, "I'm sorry, Superman. I can't use my heat vision to fucking melt the fucking dirt off the floor like you can. I actually have to use this shitty old fucking piece of shit vacuum cleaner."
and you just know he'd be like, you're torrenting something. And he's like, well, John.
I don't torrent.
Well, theoretically, if you torrented,
Even if I did, I have the internet under your name, so you'd be the one in trouble.
theoretically, if the internet was under your name and you were torrenting,
Okay. I would have the internet under Superman.
you just know that Superman would be like,
What are they gonna do? Arrest Superman for downloading fucking episode
no,
of Game
but I'm
of Thrones?
saying he'd be like the tool. He'd be like, you're really taking money away from corporations, John. Like, he's all apple pie and fucking, Americana bullshit.
I love apple pie. If he can bring me apple
I love
pie,
apple pie too, but that's not the point. The point is that he's a goody two shoes.
well, that's fine
No.
for a friend. He's always gonna help you out. You get caught in the rain. He's always gonna fly over there with an umbrella to give it to you because he's just a great guy.
And you do anything that's kind of shady, and he's always gonna be criticizing you. Like,
I don't do anything shady.
yeah,
Nothing shady is done by me. I throw the first stone. Throw it. That's what I say.
you shouldn't say.
I live in a house of
You
glass.
shouldn't say that to Superman. He would murder you with it.
Oh, shit. Well, I'd be like, well, you fucking died, all right? And you left us with terrible Superman replacements for, like, 2 years.
He didn't even die. He went in, like, some weird, like, fucking Superman Odin sleep.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You had to take a nap while fucking imposters destroyed fucking Metropolis.
Sorry, John. It was a super
Dick.
nap. A super nap.
Oh, a super nap. Well, I'm going to take a super nap when I'm supposed to be doing the super dishes. Shut up. But, he'd still be good, though, because you'd always be safe. No one's going to rob you.
Unless they have kryptonite.
Okay.
And what if you, like, really like kryptonite? Like, it's,
I don't. You know what? I'm fine. I don't really like kryptonite,
Like-
Adam. I really don't really like this not real material.
What if you get, like, shot through the spine and you're like Hank and you're, like, looking through your fucking minerals and shit?
And I've got kryptonite?
Yeah, Superman walks in. It's like,
Dude,
God. What a
I could
weakness.
do like
Geology.
I could do like Oz style.
Yeah.
And just grind up kryptonite into his food every day. And he would just all of a sudden like keel over and start vomiting blood.
Oh.
And I'd be like, I don't know. I forget what they do in Oz when that happens. I think he gets in the hospital and then they take over.
Yeah, I don't know.
They don't really like say anything to him.
Stop watching after the second season or something.
I couldn't watch anymore after season 1.
Yeah.
I watched about 2 episodes in season 2, and I was like, this is too shitty.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to... This is awful. I mean, maybe that's what the show is, but it's awful.
Yeah, it is. I kind of get why people liked it, but also, I don't know. It's one of those things where maybe it was good for the time, but TV has kind of progressed far enough now that
It's gotten better.
We don't need to watch Oz anymore.
Itgetsbetter.org.
Yeah.
Television.
.tv.
MoveOn.org. So... I have another note.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. We're still talking about favorite superheroes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, fine. Not Superman, then who?
Well, it couldn't be Batman because he's way too angsty.
No, definitely Batman's out.
Um,
Captain America's probably out for the same reason Superman's
yeah,
out.
I think so. You almost kind of need, like, maybe some kind of reasonably not psychotic X-Man, possibly.
What about Spider-Man?
He's too whiny.
What?
Like,
not
all he ever
whiny.
talks about is how, like, he's such a good guy and everybody thinks he's such a horrible guy. And he's a great guy, but, like,
I would say
he's always just, he's always whining about that.
I would say that Spider-Man's biggest problem is that his friends always end up getting kidnapped or murdered.
Well, that too. That's also true.
Even though his identity is supposedly a secret.
Right. Actually, I think he's not necessarily super. But I think I'd probably want to be friends with fucking Nick Fury.
Nick Fury?
He's badass. He has
What?
He has superheroes at his beck and call, all the power of S.H.I.E.L.D., and you know you're going to get away with shit because you're pals
He
with
doesn't
him.
have time for you.
He's
He's like a fucking businessman. He's like fucking saving the world.
Yeah, well,
He's got the weight of the world on his shoulders.
And Superman doesn't?
No, because Superman just fucking flies around and uses laser vision and he saves the world in 2 seconds.
I don't know. Well,
he's got other superheroes to do stuff too. He just has to deal with Metropolis. Nick Fury's the whole fucking world. And also, he's not a superhero, so it doesn't count.
Fine. Are we making distinctions between like Marvel and DC? Does it matter?
No. Any. As long as they have superpowers. They don't even have to be comic book. It's just got to be someone with superpowers.
Someone with superpowers. Anybody with superpowers. Oh.
Yeah, anybody.
Like maybe... no, that wouldn't work either.
All right, I'm just throw some out here.
Yeah.
You got. I guess you got Tony Stark.
Oh, you know what? That's perfect, actually.
I mean, yeah.
He knows how to party. He knows how to party. He's a fucking genius. He's rich.
And he has no friends.
He's kind of a dick.
For a reason.
He's kind of a dick.
Because he's A, a dick.
Okay.
B, a loner. And C, he is kind of a recluse.
So, he might not work for you, who's extroverted and stuff. But me,
okay.
as the loner guy, who has some friends who are kind of dickish, it would work fine. He'd be a perfect
replacement. So you would
replacement.
just hang out, and he'd be like, hey, stop hogging Jeeves. Or what is his
Jarvis.
name? Jarvis?
Jiper? What? You mix like Jeeves with a diaper? What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Hey, Jiper.
Jeeves, take off my Jiper. I was playing WoW and I couldn't go to the bathroom. Yeah. Oh my god. No, but he would like complain that you're using like fucking Jiper all the time. What's his name? Jarvis. All the time when you need to be like fucking, he needs him for like flying the Iron Man suit. I don't know. I feel like he would be pissed off at your lack of, I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I think
lack of motivation.
I think of the choices so far, though, Stark is a good one.
What about some X-Men? What about Beast? Beast is all right.
Yeah, I guess. He is.
Can't really be friends with
Xavier. He just seems boring. Oh, I wouldn't want to be friends with a telepath.
He'd know everything.
Yeah,
you
can't be. You can't be friends with a telepath.
No.
Fucking Wolverine's just like off his hinges. Jean Grey might go Dark Phoenix and like murder you.
Do you even know what motorcycles are made of?
Metal and tubes.
No, it's glass. And tubes.
Glass and tubes. I can really
Oh my
feel you
God.
picturing a motorcycle right now.
Oh my God! If you haven't seen those, Pete Holmes,
yes.
who's on after Conan now, one of my favorite stand-ups of all time. He's amazing.
He is amazing.
I've seen him live, and he did a bunch of X-Men shorts called X-Men with an E, where he fires all of the X-Men and just kind of breaks them all down to why they're actually all kind of terrible.
Yeah.
And he's totally true.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much everyone but Storm. His reasons for firing Storm were, who is the most legitimate of the X-Men
Right.
powers
Right.
wise. His reasoning for firing her was that she wouldn't change the weather for him to golf.
Yeah.
And so he fired her. So
Right.
he liked her, just she wasn't evil or sleazy enough for him.
Exactly.
I love the Dazzler video as well.
Yeah.
She's he said like I forget what he calls
No,
her.
it was.
She dresses up
It
like
was
a
Jubilee.
a 80-year-old's fantasy
It
girl.
was
or
Jubilee, and
something.
she looked like a pervert's real doll.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what she dresses up like. Yeah, that's totally true. Jubilee is terrible.
Actually, Gambit would be cool. I could just go, "Yo, Gambit,
Gambit's not
sandwich me." Get
Sandwich me. That's from the outtakes.
It is.
He could just throw a sandwich in his mouth. Oh my God. Yeah, go watch that. That's required
It
viewing
is.
for everybody. They're amazing. Oh, Pete Holmes. Let's see here. But so I guess Iron Man is a choice. I can't say it would be the worst. Iron Man definitely would be okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of the perfect one. For me, it's just Superman because I think he's going to be gone most of the time too, and so when he's around, he probably just wants to relax. He's got the
Actually, I don't know. Didn't think about it before, but Green Arrow would actually be pretty awesome because his alternate identity is
Playboy billionaire.
Yeah, exactly. Oliver Queen, Playboy billionaire.
Yeah,
and I mean, really, you don't have to even know about his other shit.
Yeah, you just hang out with the Playboy billionaire side.
Exactly, that'd be totally
That's kind of what
awesome.
Tony Stark is like too, but he's more of a Playboy billionaire outward facade, but inside he's actually like a brooding technical genius.
Yeah.
That's
probably the problem with Stark is that he'd just be too smart for you. He'd always be like just fucking putting you
He'd
down.
be like, it's over your head.
He'd always have like a fucking like quip for how stupid you are or something. I don't know. Yeah, Oliver Queen would be good. He's kind of, I don't know, he's got some dark stuff too. But
Yeah.
I think better than probably some of the others.
Yeah. Let me think here. Who else wouldn't you want to hang out with? I don't think you'd want to hang out with the dudes from Supernatural.
Oh my God, no! That's a death sentence.
As much as it would be fun because I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Everybody but them dies. So.
And even they die sometimes.
Yeah, and even sometimes they are killed. So it's pretty much bad scene. Let's see. Who else would be terrible? Oh, the Hulk, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You'd be like, who left the dishes in the sink? He would explode into Hulk rage and just smash everything. You'd be like, well, guess what, Hulk? Now we don't even have dishes to clean.
Yeah. You'd always walk on eggshells.
Oh, I know.
Rogue would be
like,
horrible.
It's like when you live or hang out with somebody whose like parents have died. And you just don't like know what to say around them. You're just like, because with them, you're just afraid that you're gonna like set them off and make them sad or not say the right thing and seem awful. With like him, it's just like you don't want to say anything because you might just fucking get him angry, and you wouldn't like him when he's angry. We all know that.
They murder you.
Yeah, fuck. Oh man, being around superheroes, there aren't very many good ones. Punisher would be terrible. He's not
Rogue
really a
would be
superhero
terrible.
though. Neither is Batman, but we'll
Rogue
count
would
him
murder
in.
you with a touch.
Yeah, but what if you were that guy that's immune though?
Is there a guy that's immune?
I'm sure there's at least one. I mean, fuck, there's someone that has that power. There has to be someone who has an immunity to it randomly.
Then you'd have to put up with her stupid Southern accent all the time.
Yeah, it's true. Another
Not to offend anybody with a Southern accent.
no, but hers is particularly grating.
Hers is a little over the top.
It's a little Southern Belle-ish.
Yeah.
A little too much. Boy, I'm just going through all the superheroes here, and it's just
It's slim pickings.
it's getting tough here. Superman, I agree. He's bad for the same reasons you said he'd be bad, but I think I can deal with an overly goody two-shoes friend versus someone else. And so you're going to go with Green Arrow?
Or Gambit.
Or Gambit. Gambit's,
I think, a good choice.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like trying to go through all the superheroes in my head. There's Wonder Woman. I mean, I date Wonder Woman, right? I like tall, powerful women.
She's got the rope of truth. That's almost
yeah,
the best
it's
telepath.
a death sentence. That's right
as
there.
A telepath. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, but you'd be like, you can't use that on me. We're dating. Come on, trust. There's got to be some trust here. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like you could probably tell her to not use it on you.
Also, I feel weird, like, with anybody who had, like, an invisible plane, just because that's kind of stupid.
It's just a dumb thing.
It's like, I don't want to be seen with the person who has, like, the invisible plane.
I know.
Like,
especially the fucking Super Friends version.
Yeah.
Where you can see her body flying in the air, but not the plane.
It's like, yeah, okay. Listen, she has good qualities.
Oh, my God. Ant-Man? What about him? I don't even know who that is. It's a superhero.
At least one version of him is like a horrible drunk person who beat his wife, so I probably not.
That's out. Let's see. Are there any superheroes that like to party all the time? Party all the time?
Stark and Oliver Queen.
Oliver Queen? Who else? Come on. Somebody's got to be a partier.
The Joker. He's a villain, I guess.
What about Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Oh, always brooding. No.
Yeah, and plus he always like turns evil, and his friends all die too.
Although he is really dreamy, so.
But you'd have access to Winifred, and Charisma Carpenter.
Winifred Burkle.
Chris Carps.
And there was also that time that Charisma Carpenter went crazy and almost murdered everybody.
Yeah, it's true. It's kind of a dangerous place to be. You'd probably be better off actually in the Buffyverse, where pretty much none of the main friends get hurt.
That's not necessarily true either.
I don't think any of the main friends get hurt.
Yeah. Somebody has an eye patch at the end.
Well, eye patches happen.
Somebody's lover got
That's
murdered.
not her, though.
Also, she became like a crazy black magic demon person.
What?
And...
Fine. Fine. None of the Buffy people, then. Let's see. Who else is there? Problem is I'm like blanking on all superheroes right now. I guess we've kind of gone through the big hits.
We've gone through some of the big ones.
Thor?
Like Luke Cage.
Thor would be awesome. There's my choice.
You want to talk about somebody who's not around. He spends all of his time in fucking
He can
Asgard.
take me there!
You're just going to live in Asgard with him?
Fuck yes!
Think how it would be to live in a world where everybody around you is literally a god and you're just like a normal person.
Fucking great!
No. Everybody would be like, oh, look at the human. He doesn't understand
standout.
anything.
I would be the celebrity. I'd be the different one. I'd be Thor's friend. I
be
could
like a
drink
pet.
all you want. Dude, fine. Dude, pets live amazing lives. They get fed and watered. Don't have to do anything.
Now that you mention it, that does sound kind of awesome.
I know. He'd be like, hey, come up to my sweet sky castle and drink all this amazing god food. And drink this wine and fucking amazing food.
Okay, but...
Nothing ever bad happens in Asgard either.
Excuse me.
What?
It does.
When did
Thor has a half-brother named Loki, and shit gets bad sometimes between them.
Well, it's just a little brotherly feud.
Nah, it's... Oh, yeah, and just murders people who have, like, god-level strength. What kind of chance do you think you stand in the middle of that?
Well, Loki goes to Earth and fucks shit up too, so you're pretty much fucked wherever you go with Loki.
Well, yeah, but if you're like a known associate of Thor, you're gonna have a lot bigger chance as a human. Yeah.
Well, fucking Natalie Portman's fine.
She almost gets murdered by the crazy destroyer thing.
Well, yeah.
And also something horrible happens during the second one, which I don't think... Have you seen the second one?
No.
I have, and shit happens to her there that's not great.
Is it worth seeing?
I think so. I like it, yeah.
All right. Thor's up there. He has his faults, but he also has his strengths. So he seems like a really cool guy to hang out with, because he's always like, drinking and having fun.
I guess. He's also just like... Could you ever really like be friends with him though, like or understand him or have a conversation?
Are
with
you
him?
saying that he's like that type of person who all of their friends are at like arm's length? He doesn't like let anyone close.
Exactly. Like
you wouldn't be able to like hang out. You know, one of you on a chaise lounge, one of you on a chair, garbage pile in between you, watching episodes of Downton Abbey.
Exactly. That wouldn't be Thor.
Yeah, that's true. And then when so and so in that show dies, he would just be like, "This is not acceptable," and then he throws a stein through your TV.
Here's the real question: does Doctor Who count as a superhero? Because we've discussed this before.
Kind of does.
He's not. He does kind of superpowers because he does regenerate. And
it's too dangerous, though.
I told you I would be all up on that. Doesn't matter.
You don't even care.
I don't even care. Like
all
I
right.
wouldn't die. I wouldn't die for Thor or anymore.
You'd die for Doctor Who.
I would die for Doctor Who, man.
Dude, I'd stick around just to get introduced to some of those female companions. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's always troll, except for every season, but the first and the last 3. I guess I wasn't a big fan of Marion Jones. I mean, I suppose she's attractive enough, but she just wasn't my cup of tea.
Martha Jones. Yeah.
Yeah. And Catherine Tate was okay, but I mean, you know, she's a little older, not the super hot young girl, not like Woody has now.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Damn. Yeah. Introduce me to some of those companions.
Yeah.
Because they don't all fall in love with Doctor Who anymore because all the fans got so pissed about the first 3 seasons that... What?
Like, okay, so Amy didn't.
Exactly. Neither did Catherine Tate.
And neither did Catherine Tate. I think Jenna Coleman's got a thing for him.
Well, who wouldn't?
They were in a truth field, and she says she fancied him. So, of course, maybe she doesn't now that he's old. I don't know.
But that's what Amy Pond said.
No.
Yeah.
At first, she was kind of like...
Exactly, and that's the same thing. It's at first.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Catherine Tate was always like, no, stay away from me.
I'm just going to say this. If some, like, attractive woman came in and, like, whisked you off to some fantastical future, you would be attracted to them regardless. Like, at first, at least. Because, wow, that's an amazing person to be with.
You're probably right. I'd be smitten.
Right away. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah.
And then after, like, you know, a little while, I'd be like, wow, they're really racist.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
Wait, that's what happens?
No.
They're racist?
No. But I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, you ever get, like, not swept up by someone, but, you know, meet someone new, and then, like, you get to know them for a while, and then like, after, like, hanging out for a little while, you're just like, this person's really conservative and very vocal about it, and that is...
unattractive.
It's not cool.
Sure.
Like, it was cooler back before you had political opinions.
I know. It's just funny that, like, I had Doctor Who in my head, and Doctor Who's a racist all of a sudden.
That'd be
That
great.
would be hilarious.
You'd be like, I want to save all the humans, except for those goddamn Africans. You're like, whoa, Doctor Who, Jesus.
Or, like, even to him, like, humans are all one race, and it's just like, yeah, you don't want to Slovene? No.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. What about the adipose?
Wait, the creature's made of fat?
The fat monsters?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, you know, he'd be racist towards those. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What other, like, fantasy? No, because, like, George R. R. Martin characters aren't really superheroes, aren't really fantasy. I guess Harry Potter characters are fantasy.
I've been meaning to mention it for a while, and I haven't, I guess.
I guess I'd hang out with the Weasleys in Harry Potter. Holy shit. That'd be sweet. Except for the last, well, yeah. Up until then, though, Laugh Riot.
I've been meaning to say it for a while. I recently read the only 2 books in the Kingkiller Chronicles by Patrick Rothfuss.
Okay.
I wasn't really familiar with Patrick Rothfuss. He's actually a Madison, Wisconsin writer.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Fantasy writer. And he actually did like one of the D&D podcast things with Penny Arcade guys.
Oh, God.
But I didn't realize... They mentioned that he was a fantasy writer, and they both said they really liked his books, so I ended up reading them, and they are awesome.
Are they? That's a recommendation?
Yeah.
Well, you can go to audible.com and get them as audiobooks, I'm sure.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
I'll check. You describe.
The first one is Name of the Wind, which is great, and I'm kind of blanking on the name of the second one.
Name of the Wind?
Name of the Wind, yeah. But he has it's a really cool system of magic in that world too, where a lot of it's based on. It's really sciencey kind of. It's really cool.
Huh.
Like you go to like a university to become an arcanist, and it's like you're learning all kinds of crazy like formulas, and it's a lot about like transferring energy. Like most of the basic magic there in that world is not really like super supernatural. It's like ways of converting energy using like words and symbols.
Are you saying Name of the Wind, Kingkiller Chronicles Day 1 is good?
Yes, I'm saying it is amazing, and you should totally read it.
All right.
The main character in that is Kvoth, and it seems like he would be fucking awesome to hang out with. Although it might also be deadly too.
So
I don't think a ton of people have died yet.
If you want to go to audibletrial.com/littlepodcast, you can get Name of the Wind, Kingkiller Chronicles Day 1 by Patrick Rothfuss.
You see what the second one's called?
No, I didn't, but I'm ordering that audiobook right now because I have a credit from this month. So.
Oh, awesome! The second one's also
listen to that one.
Really good.
All right, Adam.
And
prove me wrong.
Prove you wrong.
All right. No, I mean, the book. I've got it now, so I'll have to read that one or listen to it actually.
Yeah.
Audible's great.
It is.
I love it. I love it, especially when you're me and you have a job where a lot of times you can just listen to stuff while you're doing it, and so I can just listen to audiobooks at work. It's great. Pass the time.
That's kind of why I've actually been doing some more Guild Warsing instead of. I really need to get back into Saints Row 4, but
because you can listen to podcasts while you play Guild Wars.
Yeah, because I don't
That's
have
what
a
I do
whole
with
lot of
WoW.
time.
That's what I do with WoW.
I don't have a whole lot of time really. My what's it called? Commute to work is not very long anymore, and it used to be. That's where I listen to all my podcasts. So
yeah,
I've been falling behind, and you can just sit back and play Guild Wars 2 and listen to podcasts, which is great.
Yeah, it's nice. That's what I do too. So there we go. Best friends, superheroes. The consensus is they're all kind of crappy in their own way.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm gonna go with Thor, and you were gonna go with
Gambit, or no, let's go with Oliver Queen. Because
right.
I encourage people to watch Arrow, and I think he'd be a cool guy to hang out with.
Okay, cool. There it is. Let's see here. Did you have anything else you want to talk about? I did have some articles that we sent it to each other.
Yeah, let's get to the articles.
Okay, I wanted to get into rant mode at some point.
Cool.
This
the evolution one?
I've got a couple
Yeah.
rant ones right away.
No doubt.
Oklahoma biology teachers don't understand evolution.
Well, this is one of the worst things when you're talking to people about evolution.
Oh, I know.
They're completely arguing. They're arguing with you the wrong way because they don't even understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Yeah. So there's a study that researchers surveyed Oklahoma high school biology teachers, found that 23% of them misunderstand several key concepts. 23% is probably not a huge percent, or you know what I mean, like isn't super high. I mean, it's not like we're talking 40 or 50, but 23% is still pretty big chunk.
It's almost 1 in 4, which is kind of a scary thought.
25% strongly or somewhat agree with the statement, scientific evidence indicates that dinosaurs and humans lived at the same time in the past. That is insanity.
That is insanity.
That not that they personally think that is the case, but that they say scientific evidence indicates.
Yeah.
Which there has never been any scientific evidence to indicate dinosaurs and humans living at the same time.
No.
The only scientific evidence shows that there were millions upon hundreds of millions of years between them living together.
Yeah. It's a bad thing.
36.8 strongly or somewhat disagree with the statement. Complex structures as the eye could have been formed by evolution. I don't even know what that stat means. Wait a minute.
It means basically that 36.8 believe that evolution did not happen.
Okay.
Because complex structures They say it has to be like creative or intelligent design.
Of course. Yeah, because that's...
Rather than evolution.
That's how it works.
Because evolution can't make an eye. Although, even currently, we can see the eye in all kinds of different forms and, stages, even now.
Yeah,
different
creatures.
creatures.
Not because there aren't, like, fucking bug eyes that are completely different and, lesser animals with different eyes and weaker eyes. And cave animals that have evolved no eyes.
Right.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What else is there? 40.8% strongly or somewhat agree with the statement. Survival of the fittest basically means only the strong survive.
Which is completely wrong.
It is completely wrong. It is right at the ultimate simplification. Yeah. But it also is misguided because it is only the most well-evolved survive, not the strongest or the... Anyway, that's complicated evolution theory, though. Let's see here. The next one, 17.1% strongly or somewhat disagree with the statement. The Earth is old enough for evolution to have occurred.
That is okay.
That's weird that there wouldn't be more. If there was 40% saying. That's why I don't know. This seemed a little bit weird that it didn't seem super.
I guess those people are saying that. Like, I guess that the difference between those numbers means that they think that the time was long enough that maybe, like, God guided evolution or something. Or some intelligent being, I guess. Like, guided evolution, or... That's all I can think of. But...
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Another thing, I guess there's a scientific paper on it, too, that I can check out. But, another one was, the final one is 32.9% strongly or somewhat agree with the statement, evolution is a total random process.
Which is not true either. That is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, mutation is completely random, but, I mean, the whole point of natural selection is that natural selection is not random. It is based on adaptability with the environment. So.
Yeah.
Or the fit with the environment. Which is not random. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a bit of randomness. I mean, that's an also poorly worded question too, because
that's true too. Yeah.
It is random. It is totally random.
Well,
but the selection part isn't random.
Exactly. Like evolution isn't totally random, but mutation is totally random.
Yeah. Evolution is the completely non-random selection of completely random mutations.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But I mean, they're saying that, like, you can't have things that are so well fit with completely random processes. Yeah. The truth is, it's not a completely random process. Mutations are random, but the selection is very specific in that only things that fit in the environment survive. And only those things are selected. The selection makes it not random.
Yeah. Trying to think of what publication was this published in. Let me look. Heron, I guess.
That's not.
I don't know what that is. What the hell is this? Springer link. Was this published? I published online last year. It was published a year ago, by the way. So good job, website, getting that up on time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Seems really, at least longly written. I don't know what Springer is. .com. Whatever.
Probably something for scientific papers.
I mean, yeah, it looks like it. I just don't know what journal it was published in because it doesn't really say on the article, which is a little weird. Mm-hmm. Maybe it was, though. I don't know.
It may not even be like a scientific paper. It just says researchers surveyed. It's a survey, so it may not be like in a science journal. Maybe I'm like... I guess it would be science, but I don't really consider psychology and sociology science, I guess. Even though they really are. It was probably published in one of those kind of things and not like science or nature.
Yeah, probably. All right, so another article I put up was this article from Jalopnik about GM's recall. Have you heard about the recall at all?
I actually heard about it I heard about it on the Daily Show first, and then I saw this article that you had pointed, and it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty awful. Actually, to the point where I am never going to buy an American car again. I'm never going to buy a GM vehicle ever again.
Yeah.
This is irredeemable.
It also seems like they just put their first like female CEO or something.
Yep.
And it feels like they threw her like right in the front of a bus because she, I guess, was like she said they were questioning her in the hearing on it or something like that. And
this was before she was there.
Yeah, and she's like, when I heard about this, we came out with it, and I did not, So basically, all these other CEOs have known about it. They put her up there, and then she puts it out there, and now they're like basically throwing her to the wolves. I think, which is kind of a shitty thing to do.
Yeah.
Put your first female CEO out there, and then like lay that down for her.
So the situation was GM. Put out a bunch of vehicles, Chevy Cobalt, Saturn Ions, Pontiac G5s from the mid-2000s, 2001 to 2007-ish, depending on the vehicle. 13 people have died due to this faulty ignition switch that with very minimal effort, which you can actually think Jalopnik also in that it shows how easily it can get shut off. One of the engineers wrote up in one of their documents in 2004 an incident where, while driving the vehicle, driver's knee bumped the key and it turned off the ignition of the car.
Yeah. And I read like somewhere they said like, what we're suggesting is people like not have a lot of keys in their key ring or like something like that.
That's the suggested fix until you can get your car brought in for a recall.
Right, which is ridiculous. It's like, oh, it's that bad where the weight of fucking keys on your key ring.
And that was the case in most of the accidents, actually.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So what it is that the ignition of your car, and when the key's in there, it runs because it knows the key is in there, and the engine is on. Basically, and the engine's on, powering everything in the car. And if ignition shuts off mid-drive, all of the electrical systems shut off, which is power steering, which is all of your lights. So if it's in the middle of the night, all of your power goes off, basically.
Yeah.
Which is dangerous as hell.
Totally.
So this article is super long and super detailed, and goes through like they knew about this before it came out. Like they knew this was an issue before the car was brought out. But they thought this wasn't a big of an issue. They're like, it's pretty rare, and if your power does go out, you should be able to safely move your car off the road.
Right.
Well, that didn't happen with 13 people who died, not to mention lots of paralyzed people. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Oh, no, 13 people didn't die. 13 people died? I don't know. 13 people were injured?
No, I think there were confirmed, like, deaths because of this.
Well, it definitely confirmed deaths. I'm looking at injuries, just of the Chevy Cobalt and G5. There were other affected vehicles that probably did that. But there were 5 that died from those vehicles. But many severe and moderate injuries as well. This is bad. I mean, we're talking traumatic brain injury, quadriplegics, huge fractured ribs, nose, femur, ankle. Not to mention, when your ignition's off, your airbag doesn't work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
all your safety features go. Yeah. The
faulty ignition switch was designed to feel less cheap. Yet somehow the ignition switch was deadly. They're talking about how this fix is, they discussed it with the manufacturer, and that we're talking like the fix for every car was less than $150. I mean, with the part was $10 per part to replace every fix.
Yeah.
Every ignition. $150 to count all the labor going into changing them. I mean, that is not much at all. I mean, we are talking about millions of vehicles, but I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, this is I've always been an advocate for American car manufacturers.
Yeah.
Because there's always been the misconception that I thought of, it used to be bad. They've gotten a lot better. They've had to compete with Japanese manufacturers. And for a while, it seemed like a lot of American cars were getting better. Cadillac made some really nice cars. Ford has made some really great. The Focus is really good. You know, they've made a lot of good cars. I think the Fusion's really nice and well received as well. But fucking Christ, man, GM shit the bed big time. I mean, this is just, I can't. This wouldn't happen. I mean, this is just fucking awful. I mean, do I want to buy a car from a company that was like, oh, you know what? It's not a big deal that, you know, your car can break down while you're driving it, and we know about it.
Right. What I don't get is, was this even, as far as I know, it wasn't even fixed like in later year models?
No,
right?
they kept using it for a long time.
Right, that's the most insane part to me.
Well, because they did a cost-benefit analysis where they were like, this is not going to cause that many deaths, so let's not pay to fix it.
But, I mean, it's one thing to not issue a recall for a year or two that you discovered this issue with, but it's another thing to fucking, like, not change it for 10 years while you're making new cars with the same line.
Yeah.
That is insanity.
Yeah, it's...
For a $10 difference. That's just nuts.
It's bad.
Yeah.
And it's kind of interesting because, like, Toyota had those recalls a couple years ago with the pedal getting stuck to the floor, causing some issues. And that was bad. But they immediately recalled cars.
Absolutely.
I mean, they didn't, like, this wasn't an issue that they knew about. And they had it. It was actually floor mats that were being installed that were getting stuck in the pedals, causing them to stay down. You know, it wasn't a fucking part of the car that they had designed and knew was faulty but left in the car. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to get into this too much, but I'm done. The trust is gone. No GM car ever again.
You know, Ford's still U.S. and they haven't had like any.
No, they haven't had any major safety faults. No,
yeah,
just bad issues with transmissions.
And I know,
like my car.
I know Tyler doesn't like them, but I've actually had really good luck with Fords. So
I have too. I don't know. I've liked my Ford. General Motors has always been the worst of all of the car companies in the U.S.
Yeah, it kind of seems that way.
You know, Chevy has never really been quality high, you know, vehicles. It's pretty bad. And you know, I read Consumer Reports every month, and my dad was like, "Man, they really hate American cars," and I was like, "They hate them because they're bad."
Yeah,
that's just the way it is. Okay, if they want to make better cars, they will. And there are some American cars that are highly rated, but I mean, when you're talking about Jeeps, every Jeep is a piece of shit. That's just it. I mean, Jeep doesn't make good vehicles. I'm sorry. You know, Chevy doesn't make good cars. It's terrible. Ford, they make some decent cars. The Mustang's a really good sports car for how cheap it is.
Is Dodge GM? It's not, is it?
No.
I think Dodges have been pretty good too. I mean, I think that Dodge Dart looked really good. I think I've heard some good things about that.
I mean, maybe, but it's just...
I don't know.
It's just... I don't know how to say it. I mean, it's really disappointing in how
really
bad it is. I think Chrysler's also GM.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just... I mean, like, why would you buy it when you can just get, you know, a Toyota or Nissan or Mitsubishi or any of these cars that just don't break?
Right.
It comes to the point where it's just like, why? I love to be like, oh, you know, good for America, but you know what? You know, there are Toyota plants in the U.S. You know.
Yeah.
There's plants in the U.S. for a lot of these foreign makers. You know, they hire people here stateside to work for Honda. So, I'm sorry, we just can't manufacture cars here because they're always terrible. That's just it. I'm done. I'm out.
Fair enough. I
don't want to like fucking worry that some shitty executive was like, "Oh, I'll be all right." Whereas in like if you're in Japan, you can't get away with that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll get fired, you know, or you'll kill yourself. You know what I mean? That's those crazy stories you hear about.
There's
like Japanese businessmen, you know, falling on their own sword when they made unpopular decisions.
There's definitely a culture of taking responsibility in Japan.
Yes, definitely. Which sometimes happens here, but a lot of times a lot of people like to pass the buck on. Just like how GM decided to pass the buck on to their new CEO.
Yeah. And I'll say one thing. It does seem to me that as soon as the new CEO learned about it, they did disclose it, which I think is at least a good sign for where they're heading. But it's really troubling that something like that went on for so long.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, what can you do?
Yeah.
What can you do? You know what I'm going to do? So I've already decided the next car that I'm going to get is going to get a BMW. It's done.
Yeah.
That's
BMW owns a Mini now, I think, and I enjoy my Mini. So.
Yeah. Well, they make the Minis in Germany, so... no, just they make a 4-wheel drive BMW 3 Series. They're like 40 to 50 grand. I can probably get a used one for 20 to 30.
Yeah.
And why pay 10 grand less for a car that I know is probably not going to die for 10 years?
Oh, yeah. BMWs are good. Volkswagens are good.
Well, the Germans.
Yeah.
Except for Mercedes. Don't. Be careful. Let's see here. So, that's it. Yeah. I don't know. That's my rant. That's my rants. It blew my mind because you're like reading that and you're just like, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like this is literally like some gross shit. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Knowing something is wrong and not doing anything about it for years.
Totally. It makes you sick to your stomach to think that somebody would do that.
Yeah, and how can you ever trust a company like that?
Yeah.
I can't. So that's why I've said, I'm not going to buy any American cars. Unless, of course, I read about how such and such manufacturer is super great now. And, like, you know what I mean? That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. All right. You had posted an article.
I did.
Let's go over yours.
Okay.
I commented about this one on Facebook.
Mine was from Gawker about a professor suspended over what he thought was a threatening...
quote unquote threatening.
Yes, quote unquote threatening Game of Thrones T-shirt.
Yeah.
A picture of somebody in a T-shirt, by the way. A little girl, no less.
Yeah.
So one of the professors at this school, which I'm looking up right now, I don't have the top of my head.
I just want to mention this photo in question was shared on Google+.
It was.
So way to use Google+ to get suspended.
Right.
Nobody uses Google+. Yet somehow.
Francis Schmidt, who teaches art and animation at Bergen Community College in New Jersey, shared the photo over Google+, and it was seen by several of his work contacts. And one of them, a dean, decided that it was a veiled threat of some kind. So this is the professor's daughter doing some kind of like yoga pose or something.
Yeah.
And she's wearing a T-shirt from the new season of Game of Thrones, the new tagline, which is, "I will take what is mine with fire and blood." A line that's said by Daenerys Targaryen.
Yep.
And he saw it as some kind of veiled threat. Now, I will say, according to the article, that currently the faculty of the school and the administration are under some kind of thing. There's like a union thing going on, and there's
I know,
negotiations and stuff.
Yeah.
But somehow in this atmosphere, this dean thought that this fire and blood reference was a veiled threat to him, and they suspended the professor.
Yeah.
Calling this a threat. He called it a threatening email, which it wasn't even an email. It was a Google Plus posting, which I guess this guy was following him, and he got an email like notifying post. And when the professor asked why his photo had caused such a reaction, the answer he got from the dean and the group that had called him in, he was told that fire could be a metaphor for AK-47s, like gunfire.
Mm-hmm.
So he was placed on administrative leave without pay that week, and told he'd have to pass a psychiatric evaluation before he could return. Yeah. And this is like, once they got this email and the guy called it in, they called him in with like security and shit, saying that you need to come here immediately and we need to talk to you about something.
Yep.
And can't go back to teaching until they pass the psych evaluation.
So, which came to my comment on Facebook that was, when I want to threaten somebody, I use a fucking T-shirt that is trademarked and branded on my daughter in a photo.
A photo
not
shared
directly
publicly
to someone. Like, yeah, because that's the way it works. You know, when I
Yes.
threaten someone, I like to make it as completely unfindable and obscure reference as possible. Like, what? Oh,
And
my God.
Tell me if I'm
It
wrong
just
here.
goes to show you that this is probably just some sort of union dispute issue.
Yeah.
That is like, oh, we can get him on this, guys. Like,
Right.
okay, really? Like,
And tell me if I'm wrong, but this sounds. When I read this, the first thing that came to my mind was, this is a South Park episode.
oh, I know, right?
Like this is something that you would like see the adults in South Park like fucking like go crazy over.
Oh, yeah.
Like this
Well,
is just so
that
surreal. Huh?
That show is based on reality. I mean, that's what people do.
Yeah. I mean that's
People
insanity.
mob like that.
This is like a Randy moment or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it exactly is. Randy Marsh, baby. Okay. Yeah, that blew my mind. I mean, you can see the photo.
Yeah.
I'll link to the article, but
My-
oh man.
My favorite
Like, oh,
My favorite line is the last line of the article, which says, "Research has yet to establish a link between support for the Mother of Dragons and likelihood of shooting up a school."
that's right.
And so
All right.
it's so funny too, because in their statement they put out like there have been like 13 school shootings already this year, which is kind of insane. But it's still like, come on,
So bad.
come on, man.
Yeah.
Can you?
Florida woman
God.
on crack gives birth in motel, bites off umbilical cord.
John, will Florida ever catch a break?
This is Florida. This is the new section of the podcast. It's called This is Florida, and this article is Florida. Pregnant Florida woman delivered her baby in a motel bathtub. Bite off the umbilical cord. You know, it was a dire situation.
Yeah.
Crystal Hassel, her last name, has checked into an Ocala, Florida motel room with her boyfriend and her 11-month-old child. Proceeded to smoke crack for an entire day with their 11-month-old child in the hotel room.
Oh,
Although she was only 7 months pregnant, she began going into labor
I
due
wonder
to the drugs
why.
in her system.
yeah.
Of course, her boyfriend had left the motel to run an errand. So she was forced to deliver the baby herself in the motel bathtub, chewing through the umbilical cord with her teeth. Afterward, she called Terry and asked him to come back. But he was pulled over for speeding. Obviously, he was speeding to get home to his newly born child and wife, and terrible situation. Officer may have been understanding under the circumstances, except for that Terry was wanted for an attempted murder charge in Colorado, apparently.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh man.
So Hassel waited around for an hour before calling 911 because she was waiting for him, giving the baby breaths to keep it alive. Oh, great! At least she did that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Investigators say she's being charged with child neglect, obviously for the 11-month-old. The baby was airlifted to Gainesville Hospital in critical condition, and the 11th-month-old is now in foster care. Both parents are in jail. Excellent news.
Wow, that is.
Probably the most insane thing
Yeah,
I ever could imagine.
that's incredibly depressing. That people like this exist.
Hessel is out of jail. She's being held on a $5,000 bond. But holy shit.
Ugh.
24-hour drug binge, well pregnant. I mean, Florida.
Yeah.
Florida.
Give us a break, Florida.
Come on. I mean,
You do this to
It's a-
yourself.
it doesn't even say if the baby's still alive. I worry. I mean,
Yeah.
regardless, if the baby's alive, it's going to be put in a better position than it was going to be in.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Oh my god. How do people I just don't get like drugs to that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what
You
you
know,
mean.
I mean I get drugs cuz
Sure.
they're good,
Right.
but I don't get like crack
Yeah.
and drugs that take your entire life over. I mean, I guess I do though. I play World of Warcraft. Fucking 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
But that also doesn't cause me to go into labor or ruin any other part of my life or ruin my health,
Yeah.
except for the sit down for too long, I guess. but better than smoking crack.
Probably.
Florida, I mean, when is that? You know what's the good thing about Florida is that when the global warming causes the sea levels to rise, it'll all be underwater.
Yeah.
So we won't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Can we just take Disney World and move it up to like Tennessee or something?
I wish.
Get it out of that deep south area, you know?
Yeah.
Just cut off everything but like the Miami beaches and the beautiful beach areas and get rid of the central part of Florida.
I've never been in northern Florida, but...
That's the bad place.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, man.
We should probably just get rid of all of it then, because the southern part is so muggy and hot that, you know...
It's just all bad.
It's all bad. It's just gross. It is.
Just gross.
I mean, breathing in there is like just breathing in like water. It's like living in a shower the entire time. It's unpleasant.
No, I hate that. I mean, it gets really bad up in Wisconsin too. I'm sure it does in Illinois as well, but where it just gets so muggy in the summer. It's like, come on.
It does.
Why is it 90% humidity?
It does sometimes. I don't think it's nearly as bad. I know it's not nearly as bad up here. I mean, I went to Florida, I think, in January or February, and it was still like that. It was 80 degrees, and it was... You were sweating instantly. Even if you weren't sweating, you were dripping instantly.
Yeah. Because
of the humidity in the air. And it felt like breathing in a sauna, I guess. I mean, saunas are dry, but like the steam kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah. Or steam
heat.
Steam room.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. No good.
It's bad.
Sorry, Florida. When we do our Born in the 80s live tour... Won't be going to Florida.
No, we will skip Florida.
Maybe Florida in the dead of January when it's like 70 and not. And Adam and I will need air-conditioned vehicles and accommodations,
mobile dehydrators
at all times.
Dehumidifiers, yeah.
Dehumidifiers in our rooms. Yeah, that's right. Because we're that special.
We are. We deserve it.
We're that special. You can contact us at borninth80s.net.
Yes. If you're willing to provide travel and accommodation.
Yeah, we'll come down.
Yeah.
That's my that's my demands.
Yep.
If you're willing to do everything, we'll show up
and talk.
That's right. All right, I think that's going to do it though for this week.
Okay. Cool.
I think we got pretty much everything good. I see Adam signed up for SoundCloud. That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm checking the Born in the 80s email, and I see SoundCloud email verification link.
Yeah.
Did you log into the Born in the 80s podcast email?
Maybe.
It's pretty easy to figure the password out for Adam.
Yeah. I now know half of your passwords, so...
Oh, I know half of yours, so...
You probably know a good majority of mine.
We're like Russia and U.S.
Yeah.
This is mutually assured destruction.
Yeah.
We both have the keys to each other's castles.
Except the only thing I've actually logged into is website stuff, so...
Yeah. All right, well, I think that's going to do it, though. So you can contact us there. Feel free to ask us questions. We will answer them if you do.
Yeah, fill out the contact form.
Yeah, it's great. It's good. And then that way, you'll hear your name on something that at least 250 people listen to every week.
I'll say it in my silky smooth voice on my new microphone.
That's right, Adam's new Yeti microphone.
Yeti.
So that's it. So the key points from this week. Thor and Green Arrow. Be kind of cool to hang out with. Frickin' toppers can suck a dick. Because they can't deliver more than 3.5 miles.
Glass Nickel is awesome.
Glass Nickel is awesome. They sponsored an episode or a few episodes of podcasts in our network.
I heard
they're
that.
Cool.
I heard that. You should work on us.
Yeah, I think we know one of the people that has recorded episodes works for them.
It wouldn't
at a higher level.
I guess I don't really care because I can't get any pizza.
I'll mail it down to you.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
I think next week we need to do something fun. This is something I've wanted to do in the podcast that I've seen. Let's get some weird drinks and food to eat on air.
Oh, I don't even know where.
Remember when we did that?
I do. I don't even know where I would find like weird stuff here though.
Well, I'm just saying maybe you can go to a gas station and try a really weird sounding energy drink. A new flavor of soda, just something. Let's get some product reviews in this shit.
Okay.
I'll go to the Asian grocery store.
Yeah, I want to say you have the choice.
Some candies and some juices.
Choice location there.
You could find an Asian grocery.
Maybe.
Or you could just go to a grocery store and find some ethnic food.
That's true. I could probably do that.
Just get something.
Yeah.
Something to try. It'll be fun. Because listeners love people reacting poorly to things. That's what I've learned.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of drinks, I'm getting real thirsty, so I'm going to need to get up. So thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week.
Yeah.